Hey, y'all, you got Doug Board, Dougie Doo here with Cajun Softwash. I want to talk a little bit more about sales, and I want to talk a little bit about, I want to use the hamburger as an analogy. If you walk into a restaurant and they have a hamburger there, and that hamburger is $18, when you know just down the road, you just passed another restaurant and they said hamburger for $5, right? You're probably going to be more apt to buy that hamburger for $5 than $18, right? Unless there's a reason for it, right? That first, obviously, if one hamburger's $5, the other one's $18, that's a pretty big difference, and there's probably a reason for it. And you might then question, well, why is that hamburger $18? Okay. Your customers are the same way with your service, right? So if you're going to go in and I'm just going to use the house wash as the example. Let's say that the house wash is $350, but my competitor is $650, right? And we both just say we're going to give you a house wash. Mine's $350, his is $650, right? What are the odds that they're going to choose my company over his company? He's higher, but we're doing the same job. The problem is we're not doing the same job, right? But by just giving a price, house wash $650, and not giving what all you're getting, he's not showing the value of what it is he's doing. So let me give an example. Like here in the South, we have a lot of homes with wood doors. Okay, not a painted wood door, but a stained wood door. And if we spray sauce on that, the stain is going to come off, right? So what we do is we cover those doors, and then we go back and we hand clean them, and we associate a price with that. Okay, so our house wash might be $350, let's say, but then we charge X number of dollars per door to cover them and go back and hand clean them. So for the argument of this video, let's just say that that was $100. So we went from $350, now we're at $450, right? Now let's say that we're going to do the window screens, right? Here's where things get a little bit interesting, if you would. So for us, on our paperwork, it says window screens. Doesn't mean that we price them out every single time, but we do that quite often, right? It's not necessarily that they're going to take it, but I'm going to do a couple of things by putting window screens in there, whether I price them out or not. But for this argument, I'm going to say that I price out the window screens at $50, okay? It's not that you have to remove window screens. And when I sell to a client, I let them know they don't have to come out, right? It's just going to help get that sludge out the bottom there. And then, of course, it depends on how bad the house is, right? So let's say I associate $50 with removing those window screens. That does two things. First, it gives me the ability to get my ticket up there, right? Or it gives me the ability for them to say, no, I don't want the window screens removed. If they don't want the window screens removed, they're basically letting me off the hook if there's any debris down inside that window. I can't get that follow-up phone call to say, hey, there's still some gunk in the bottom of my windows. Well, yes, ma'am, we don't take screens off. I don't have to have that argument because I've dealt with it right then and there. Another thing is, during a normal house wash, you're spraying the house. What mixture are you using? Typically, it's a 1% mixture, right? Is that going to take off the black stuff that grows at the bottom, say 2 feet of the brick? House has no rain gutters. The rain drips off, hits the ground, splashes up, and it's all black right there, right? And it goes 3/4 of the way around the house. Do you charge extra for that? If not, I argue that you should, right? If not, at least associate the dollar value with it. So let's say, for example, that that's now another $75 that you get to add on to that ticket. You're explaining to them, hey, this is not something that's comes off during a normal house wash. This is something extra that we have to do, and we're charging for that extra. So whatever it is, build up that cost, right? The other thing is, remember that on things like that, you're also taking care of your backside, meaning that you're explaining to them that these are the things that should be done. And if they say, no, I don't want to pay for that, I don't want to say you're off the hook if you damage something, because that's not true. If you damage something, take care of it, you damaged it. But I'm saying that you can help alleviate some of those phone calls that you're going to get about, hey, I had debris down inside that window. Yes, we asked you if you wanted the screens removed. You said no. Okay. The wood stained door, you left streaks in the wood stained door. Yes, you didn't want to cover. We told you, we explained to you that this is what was going to happen if not, right? You said you were going to restain the door, so we went ahead and did it for you. But it's in the paperwork there that that's what it was and that's what the charge was. So my point is, you don't have to line item every single little thing. Like we squeegee ceilings, that's not in there. It's part of my sales process that I tell people about. But it's not something that I'm going to line item, right? Unless it's a larger commercial job, I line item that out. I tell them, hey, we're going to put that, we're going to squeegee those ceilings so when your customers come walking through, they don't have water dripping. Anyhow, that's my rant for today. I appreciate y'all listening to the rantings of a guy called Dew, and Dougie Dew out.